Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel if you are new. Hello, my name is V. I post nail tutorials every Thursday and Sunday at 8:15 a.m. Central Time. Getting right into today's video, as you can see, my lovely client is back. Therefore, we are doing another watch me work video on her nails. I am starting off by removing her old design. If you're interested in watching how I created that design, I have a video on that as well. So make sure you guys go and check out my other videos. I'm starting off with my rechargeable e-file from Kiara Sky. Along with that, I'm using their 5-in-1 carbide bit in medium grit. I have my e-file at a speed of about 9,000 RPMs, and I'm just going gently in with very light pressure and removing the top coat and the design that we previously did on her nails. Like I said, very, very light pressure. I do not want to remove bulk product. I am just trying to remove that layer of top coat and gel polish. So I like to start off on one end, then work my way across the nail, and then carefully work around the cuticle area. At this point, if I have any lifting, I will focus on the lifted area to try to thin it out as best as possible. And then I fully remove the lifting with my sanding band. But she does come in every 2 weeks, so if she has any lifting, it's very, very minimal. Basically none at all, honestly, so I don't have to worry too much about that. She also has very little growth, but she prefers to come in every 2 weeks. We've tried 3 weeks before and it drove her nuts, so we're gonna stick to 2 weeks. I know a lot of people feel like that's a little excessive, but hey, if my client wants it, I'm here for her, and it just works out better for both of us. Now, once I'm done removing that gel polish, I am asking her if she wants me to trim her nails, and she went ahead and said yes. We are only trimming the 4 fingers except the thumb. I am very, very, very lightly just trimming them. She didn't want a lot of length cut off. She just wanted the most minimal amount kind of shaved off there at the end. So I'm still using my 5-in-1 bit. I'm holding the finger very, very firmly, and I have a really good grip on my handpiece as well, holding my file vertically up and down and then gently working my way from the left to the right. I feel like I have better grasp of that because I am right-handed. So again, from the left to the right, holding my e-file vertically up and down, and then I lightly shave underneath the nail just to get rid of the excess tip that might have gotten under there. And then I lightly take that off. So again, very, very small amount trimmed off. I'm basically just shaving off what grew out. Once we're done trimming, I'm going to go ahead and prep her natural nail for the acrylic fill. For this step, I'm still using my e-file from Kiara Sky. I have now moved the speed down to 4,000 RPMs. That's my comfortable speed, and I don't think I ever go past that for this step. Along with that, I'm using the Profiles Backstage Mandrel bit and their purple sanding bands in medium grit. They're super fine, so they are definitely safe. I know a lot of people prefer to use the fine grit ones. However, all of them have worked perfectly fine for me, and honestly, if I can get rid of the lifting just slightly quicker, I do prefer the coarser grit ones. So just a quick little insight on that. I'm just very gently buffing off the shine of her natural nail. I'm not overly filing her natural nail, as I just want to buff off the shine. Very carefully working around the cuticle area as well. Again, have your e-file at a very low speed, and you should not have any damage to the natural nail or the client's skin. Once I'm done buffing off that shine, I am going in with my needle bit. This helps get into those hard to reach areas. I feel like a lot of the time we forget that there is a lot of dead skin, and unfortunately you cannot reach all of that. At least I have never been able to with a mandrel bit because they are on the thicker side. So I prefer to use this instead, and it really helps to get into that cuticle area and remove any dead skin or anything honestly left behind from the mandrel bit. I keep my e-file again at 4,000 RPMs for this step. Very gentle on the pressure as well, so we prevent any damage to the natural nail. Once I'm done prepping the natural nail, I am now moving on to the cuticles. I am gently buffing that off using a cuticle ball bit. This one came with a needle bit, and they are both linked in my Amazon storefront. I have now moved my e-file up to a speed of 5,000 RPMs. I have found out that that works better to remove stubborn skin off of that area. Very light pressure using my handpiece. You do not want to hurt the client, and you definitely do not want to damage the natural nails. I am going in with a lint-free wipe and some Swipe from Young Nails, and I am thoroughly scraping off any dust from the cuticle area. I'm going to be focusing on that fill, so I want to make sure that it is fully clean and fully dehydrated. That is what Swipe will do for you. I absolutely love it. It works for everything from dehydrating to cleaning, all that good stuff. I absolutely love it. Once I'm done using Swipe, I am going in with my primer. This is a XXX Bond from Not Polish. I love this primer. It has worked so well with all of my clients. I am actually going to be doing 2 coats of this. So I like to do 1 coat on all 10 fingers and then go back in with the second coat. I make sure that I fully scrub it onto that natural nail so that it works at its best potential. And I want to make sure that it is fully coated. Now going right into our acrylic application, very quick process. I feel like the prep honestly takes the longest when it comes to fills. I'm taking my acrylic brush in the size 12 from Not Polish along with their Monomer. And I'm also using the Not Polish colored acrylic in First Nude. It is my go-to nude color. I honestly feel like I need to replace it here soon. I'm running low on it. It goes to show how much I use it. It is such a pretty color for darker skin tones, and I use it on myself all the time, and I feel like it matches very well. So I'm just going in using a very small bead of acrylic, placing it where the growth of the nail is, holding the finger in a downward position. I'm going to gently push the bead up into the cuticle area while still holding the finger in a downward position so that the product flows down towards the tip and not into the cuticle area. And then I'm going to gently blend that into the existing acrylic. We're going to go ahead and repeat that on the rest of the nails. Again, a very small bead of acrylic, working your way down towards the tip. Once our acrylic is nice and dry, I am grabbing my e-file once again with my 5-in-1 carbide bit. I am moving my speed up to about 8,000 RPMs, and I'm going to gently file the surface of the nail. I want to just make sure everything is nice and smooth, not removing any bulk product, and I want to focus on that area where I filled the acrylic and make sure that the natural nail is nice and flush with that acrylic. This will help minimize any lifting issues, so make sure you guys focus on that cuticle area. I'm going to be doing my filing at this point. This is the Tammy Taylor peel and stick file, and I'm just lightly filing the sides. She didn't want them to taper in too much, so I'm very minimally shaping that out. I'm just making sure that the sides are nice and straight. And then we're going to be flipping the hand around to look at the nails from the client's perspective, and I go ahead and file the tip and make sure everything is nice and perfect at that point. Going in with my sponge buffer from Profiles Backstage, I am going to vigorously buff that surface. I want to make sure everything is fully smooth and prepped for our nail art. You want to have your surface perfect so that your nail art goes on there flawlessly and you do not struggle with any ridges or any deformations on that surface of the nail. It's just going to help make everything go on smoother and nicer. We're going ahead and cleaning the surface of the nail with the lint-free wipe and some swipe. This is going to fully prep your nail for the nail art. Now I am going to be custom mixing these gel paints for her. So we did go ahead and mix a lighter blue, a lighter teal color. And basically what I did was grab my base colors from my gel paint collection and mixed them with white. So the blue is from Profiles Backstage along with the white gel paint. The teal is from Young Nails from their gel paint collection with the white gel paint. And then I am mixing a few other colors for her. Like I said, using a base color, mixing white in there. For the yellow, she did ask me to put a little bit of white in there, and then she added a little bit more yellow in there to bring it back up to her liking. I absolutely do not mind going back and forth. I feel like a lot of clients and nail techs get frustrated with that, but to me, I always say I want to make sure that you're going to go home with the nails that you wanted, so might as well get it done the right way, even though it means I might have to change a few things here and there. I absolutely do not mind that. I feel like my client's happiness and peace of mind is way more important than me having to do an extra step. So I'm going ahead and doing the French design. We are starting off with the index finger just because I had the blue already. I went ahead and outlined it with my nail art brush. And then this is my 3D nail art brush that I am using to kind of speed up the process. You want a bigger brush to cover more surface of the nail. So I like to use 2 different brushes whenever I'm doing nail art like this. And then I go ahead and draw in the bulk with a thicker brush. I'm going to be working from hand to hand, so I'm basically just showing you the process on one hand, which is the one I'm working on right now, because we are doing the exact same design on the other hand. So I figured there was no point of going back and forth when it was going to be the exact same thing. Now we're moving on to the middle finger. I am just doing a white background. We're going to be doing some fun nail art over top, which excites me so much because I love nail art. You guys know that. So I went ahead and did the base, and then I realized I did not like how that looked. No biggie, took a lint-free wipe and some swipe, wiped it right off, and then we're going in with the second try. I'm starting off in the center, going up to the right, and then going from the left down to the center again. And now I will be taking my 3D nail art brush once again and filling in the rest of the tip. Now mind you, I am alternating hands, so make sure you are curing them when you feel it is necessary. When I'm working on the opposite hand, I go ahead and place this hand into the light. If you want and feel like you should continue to work, that is perfectly okay. I like to protect my nail art and I don't want any smudging, so I make sure that I fully cure it while I'm working on the other hand, or I take my little LED light, the little flashlight that I got from Amazon. That one helps wonders as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish that off, and then we're gonna be moving on to some fun nail art. Now, because I already had white gel paint onto my brush, I figured I would go ahead and do the design. This set of nails is going to be all over the place because I go back and forth from different colors and different designs and different backgrounds and stuff, but it's so much fun in my opinion. So we are adding some clouds to the blue one. Very, very simple. I do grab a little bit more product onto the tip of my brush than I normally would. Basically, when I'm doing detailed nail art, I like to keep my brush with very minimal amount of gel paint on the bristles so that I get finer details very, very thin. But because we are doing a chunky cloud design, you want to have a little bit more product so that it allows you to kind of move it around easier. Now for the white background, we are adding some swirls, and I'm going back in with that baby blue color that we mixed. And we're just doing the little squiggly lines. She wanted that to go well with the clouds, and I loved it. She showed me a different type of squiggle, and then I was like, how about I make them a little bit more dramatic? And she loved the idea, so I went ahead and kind of just added my own twist to it and randomly placed them. I struggled a little bit with the placement, but I feel like it looked really, really cute at the end. Now, when it comes to my lovely client, she does change her mind a lot throughout the process, which, like I said, I do not mind. It just keeps me on my toes. So I basically did the two that I knew were for sure, and then we are moving on to the rest of the nails. She kind of looks at her nails throughout the entire process, which I absolutely love, because she will point out something that she does not like if she doesn't like it. For the most part, we do really well. She goes ahead and figures it out before I even move on to the next fingers. So that's really cool in my opinion. So for this, now she decided to do the yin and yang sign. So I'm starting off with the white, and I'm basically kind of just eyeballing it because I'm going to be going in with black, and black obviously covers white. I didn't try to do it overly perfect, but I still tried to get like the base design as best as possible. This was super tricky for whatever reason. I felt like I overthought this specific step way too much and it was so unnecessary. But I went ahead and cured that in the light while I was doing the other hand, and I'm doing the black portion of it. Very simple, super cute. Again, the outline is done with my tiny brush, and then I'm moving on to the rest of the design, and then we're going to be adding the little dots on the opposite sides as well with just a dotting tool. Now for the pinky, we're doing a yellow background. I ended up leaving out the pink that we had mixed. She ended up deciding she didn't want that one, but I still was able to use that for the thumb. So for this one, we're going to be doing a yellow French design, and then we're going to be doing a little like smiley face, I don't even remember what it was, on to the surface. And then for the thumb, we are actually doing smiley faces with like the flower petals around it. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch the rest of this process. Super self-explanatory. You guys will be able to kind of figure out how I do it by just watching it. And I feel like I've been talking this entire video. So again, just remember to be very careful. Use as many tools as you need. Stabilize your fingers with your pinky. And then cure when you feel it is necessary to cure your nail art. Now the toughest question is always matte or shiny top coat. So I love what she did here. She actually opted for matte it on the nude area, and then we're gonna make the nail art pop with some shiny top coat. So I'm very carefully applying matte it from Not Polish on the nude, and I'm going carefully on one side, kind of swerving my brush upwards, and then on the opposite side to try to get that smile line as best as possible. You can absolutely just add a thin layer of the matte all over the nail and then go in with the details with the shiny. However, because we already have so much product layered on top, I want to try to avoid more layering. I feel sometimes that can cause chipping, and I try to avoid that at all cost. So I'm going the harder route, I guess. I went ahead and placed that in the light. Once we are out, I'm going in with Gloss It from Not Polish, very thin layer to the tip, making sure that I am fully covering that design. And then we're going to be placing that back into the light. I went ahead and placed it in there for 2 minutes to make sure that all the layers are fully cured, because again, we have tons of product layered on top of each other.
This is for my day one, showed up, day one before the glow up. Don't need ask for them show love, don't need ask for them show love, show love. Izquierda pa derecha, dale bien pa' acá. Yo quiero que tú bailes, dale sin parar. Todo mundo, hey, quiero vacilar. Shake it, and I'll throw it right back. Ooh, take it back to when nobody used to know me. Let's tell them I was just chilling with my homies. Now that we're popping, everybody is talking. This is for my day ones. Don't forget the ones that made ya. Deep sauce sweating out flavor.
I went ahead and applied some cuticle oil to her cuticles. Let that seep in very lightly, but that basically concludes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned a ton. I hope you guys loved the design as much as I did. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
Izquierda pa derecha, dale bien pa' acá. Yo quiero que tú bailes, dale sin parar. Todo mundo, hey, quiero vacilar. Shake it, and I'll throw it right